the Southern Guna, and I'm here to give you my take on yesterday's game between Arsenal and PSV, in which we lost 2-0. Ladies and gentlemen, we saw that result coming a mile away. Anyone who's been watching this channel or followed any channel that I've been on uh, has known that I've been telling people about this on the way. It was coming. Now, there's going to be a section of fans that's going to say that, yeah, even the best drop a couple of games here or there. Uh, and you look at teams like City who's lost. You look at Chelsea. We see bad results. But I think the thing that irks a lot of us is that we're finding ourselves in a situation where we're looking at players who are visibly out of gas, and we're just in the towards the end here of October, heading into November, and it's the way we're trying to get across this line. You don't see any bounce back, and I think that's the thing that concerns me the most. Is you don't see that bounce back that you would see from a team that maybe you look at like City. They'll lose a game and bounce back and win 5-0. We don't have the ability to 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 draw a game and then come back and win 3-0. You know what we're doing now is we're kind of like, oh, just trying to get over the line so that we can get to the World Cup and get a break. When what has driven me crazy this entire first half of the season is that we came into this season knowing that we were short on players in key positions. We have spent money, but we have spent money the wrong way. Sambi Lakonga, the money we spent on him should have been spent somewhere else. We could have spent money on different players. We could have brought in some other players. We could have sold players. And we're sitting here in a situation where we basically pretty much for the rest of this calendar year have to play the rest of our starters just about every game because the bench is not up to snuff. We have given Eddie and Ketia time after time after time to prove himself this season. It seems like he has been rewarded the $100,000 contract, and the goals have just dried up completely. They have completely dried up from last season. For those who are in America here with me, you all remember the Atlanta Hawks paid one Joe Johnson this massive basketball contract some years ago. For those y'all remember, anybody that's in Georgia definitely remembers. And what happened after that? You heard nothing else from him. We've done the same thing here. Arsenal has done the same thing here with Eddie Nketiah. Eddie Nketiah has taken the club ransom, and he is owned by his merry way. And we're going to have to eat this contract. We're going to have to put it between two pieces of bread, and we're going to have to eat this contract up. And then we're going to have to sell him at a loss. Typical Arsenal fashion. We look at players like Martin Odegaard, who earlier this month stated that he was playing the best football of his life. Well, I have not seen that football being played. Maybe I need to go get me another pair of glasses because I don't see it. I'm seeing hospital pass after hospital pass after hospital pass. I'm seeing a shot, maybe a shot here, one or two there. I'm seeing just basic play from midfield. And it's just not getting the job done. It's not getting the job done. I'm looking at Arteta play Vieira up at the winger position when he needs to be playing in central midfield. Shades of Arsene Wenger and Andre Archivin playing out of position, looking and hoping. I told y'all Arteta likes to try and experiment and hope and pray that it works out. And more often than not, it does not work out, especially in Europe. We've seen that. Let's look no further than False Nine. We have been in these situations in Europe time after time after time where we put ourselves in jams. You know, there was a time where you can finish second in a European group and you'd be okay, but they have changed it. Now you finish second, you pay the price. And Arsenal has this knack for putting themselves in the worst case situation. We knew that PSV would show up to that game after we defeated them last week. We knew that they would show up with a point to prove. Every player on that team showed up yesterday with a point to prove. We were not prepared. We didn't have any bounce back, as I stated earlier. Arteta looked like a man who was clueless. He brought on defenders when we should have been bringing on winners. And you look at the cupboard, and the cupboard is bare. The cupboard is bare, ladies and gentlemen. We we don't need to panic, but I'm going to tell you this. You better start getting concerned. Because if we do not do what we need to do in January, it's going to be a long, hard season. We do not have enough in the cupboard to complete the second half of this season without us paying the price. We have got to get a striker. We have got to get a defensive midfielder. We have got to get an attacking midfielder. And we've got to get some coverage for defense. And I'd almost say we need to get a goalkeeper just in case we lose Ramsdale, because I'm here to tell you, Turner is also not going to be able to get us over the line. It's not going to happen. Now, people can say what they want to say about me. I'm just looking at what I've seen for the last couple of years, in addition to how this past transfer window played out. And this is why we're in the situation we're in now. We are not prepared. We are not prepared. Now, I'm going to share my screen, and I want to bring this up here so that people can see here. And I'm going to zoom in here if I can do this right here. We're going to zoom in here. Arsenal Chiefs agree to look at this, mega money January transfer spree as Mikel Arteta eyes 2 deals. Arsenal could be ready to back Mikel Arteta to the tune of $50 million. Well, pounds, rather. In January, as they look to ensure their fast start to the season doesn't go to waste. So we're going to scroll down here. And trying to see who they're talking about here. Okay, so they're looking at Yeremy Pino and this fella here from Ukraine, Mudryk, whatever. Yeah, Mudryk. And also Danilo. It's from Brazil. Of course, we have to get a Brazilian in on a transfer window with Edu being here. Let me go ahead and let me put it to y'all this way. This is the best way. The best way that I can put it to you all. I'm going to keep this up so that this can soak in. We do not have time for projects. We don't have time for it. We don't have time to hope when we buy a player, hope that this player pans out and that we can build around this player. And you know, we have got to buy, listen to me, ready-made to go players. Well, Matt, who can we buy? Well, we have Ivan Toney, we have James Madison, and we have Salcedo. You've got Zaha. You've got other players that we can go and start and get some players who we know are ready to roll. and who would relish in the idea of being able to play at the top of the table and compete. We don't have time to go out and buy 21-year-olds who would have to come in and bed. We don't have that opportunity and time right now. Now is not the time for that. If you want to save those guys for the summer, then by all means, knock yourself out. But right now, we don't have time for any more projects. We do not have time for any more projects. We have got to get ready-made, proven players. It's that simple. It's that simple. We blow up this January transfer window, we're going to be paying for it. It's going to be a very, very, very long end to the season. Because if you think for 1 minute, everybody else is just going to sit back and allow Arsenal to get sorted out, you are out of your mind. You can best believe Unai Emery is going to be wheeling and dealing come January. You can best believe Leicester is going to be looking around, wheeling and dealing come January. You can look around and Newcastle United is going to be wheeling and dealing. We know for a fact. I brought up this point with Lee yesterday. They're going to be looking. They're going to look at that table, and they're going to say, "Okay, we're only a few steps off." I'm going to bring up this EPL table right quick just to prove my point. Let's pull up the table right quick. Newcastle is 7 points behind us. Let's say this just continues to play out, and let's say they find themselves 3 or 4 points away. So this is the way I want to break it down to you. A team like Newcastle, and I'll throw Chelsea in there as well for right now. And then if United gets there, we'll just, for hypothetical. These teams, they're going to look up here and they're going to say, "Oh, well, hell, man, we're really not that far off from the top. We really just need a few players to get over the hurdle." And in Newcastle's case, they'll say, "You know what? We're right now we're in the top 4. Let's have a run at top 3. Because if we don't make it to the top, we're still in the fight for Europe." Whereas we're sitting at the top, and we should have the mindset of, okay, what do we need to build on to keep us no less than right here? No less than either first or second. That's the mindset we should be having right now. And I'm talking second as if we are really down to the wire. Now, I'm not talking about fall away and we down by 10 points and we looking at City up at the top. No, I'm saying competing head to head, making it hard for City, making it hard. That's what we should be doing, making it hard. If they're going to win the title this year, by damn it, you're going to have to fight, scruff, and you're going to have to climb to get over Arsenal. I'm not talking about us going from first, oh, we'll finish in 4th place. We're still in Europe. No, that's different. We're at the top. We're not here going up. We're not here going up. We've got to change that mindset, people. We are not battling for top 4. We're in the top 4, meaning we need to be battling to go up the table. The mindset must be higher. The mindset must be higher. We have got to stop goofing around. 4th, it's just we shouldn't be settling anymore. And as fans, we must demand better. We must demand better. Because I know we can be better than this. We shouldn't have to go to the bench and look at that. It's table scraps. That's what I saw at the bench, table scraps. And I'm trying to keep it clean. I'm trying to keep this PG rated today. But table scraps is what I saw. It's unacceptable, ladies and gentlemen. It's unacceptable that a club of Arsenal stature is reduced to players like Eddie Nketiah coming on in the European Cups. You know, I saw Brother Curtis Shaw today. He was talking about the upcoming fixtures. I saw Brighton on there for the I think it was the FA Cup. That's not a give me with this squad. I want you to understand that. I heard him say squad rotation, and guess what? You're going to get what you saw last night right now. That's going to be playing in that cup. There's a possibility. Let this sink in, ladies and gentlemen. There's a possibility that that same squad may get us put out the FA Cup right out of the gate. Don't say it can't be done, because the team that we're playing on Saturday did it to us last year, if I'm not mistaken. People, we need to get our house in order in January if we plan on competing. If the objective in the, and I'm quoting Lee, if the objective of elite sport is to win all competitions, then the Edu laid down the marker and said we should be competing at the highest level. Then in January we should be bringing in players of the highest caliber. People can say I'm moaning and groaning all you want. I'm just simply putting it out there in front of your face. The team, we have been blessed not to have major injuries up to this point. This is something that's rarefied air, but the luck will run out soon. And when it runs out, will we be able to go pull something out the draw and say, hey, we've got a player here that can get us over the hurdle? We've got players that can get us over the hurdle? Or will we go, oh, well, we nobody really thought that we would even be in this position. This year is a great win. The manager has proven that he is, the normal rallying, rank and file responses that we hear. Ladies and gentlemen, now is the time for Arsenal Football Club to show us the true intentions of where they want to take this club. The time is here. It's either put up or shut up. And if we're going to just be a team that just is just satisfied to get in fourth, fifth, and even sixth, then just say it. And just say, hey, look, we gave it a run. It felt good. And we just, as long as money's coming in for good old Stan, we're satisfied. If that's what you all want to do, then just say that. But as for me, we should be competing for no less than the top two and competing for trophies on all fronts. That is my objective. Like I said, if Arsenal falls short and City, we make it hard for City. You won't get a complaint out of me. But if we just flounder away and just, take whatever falls to the ground, kind sir, whatever crumbs we can get, you're going to really hear something from me. Because I can't take another game performance like I saw yesterday. That was reminiscent of last season. The manager showed up with no inspiration, no hope, and nothing to offer. 0 plus 0 equals 0, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to find out in the next 3 months where we're headed for the rest of this season. And if we do not prepare ourselves, as the title of this video stated, and as Lee named my title of my fan cam yesterday, the storm will be coming. And if we do not have our house in order, it's going to be a very long second half of the season. There are some players that need to be moved on. We all know who they are. There's some players out on loan that need to be sold. We need to be wheeling and dealing come January 1st. And we don't need to be taking it all the way down to January 25th, 6th, 7th to be talking about bringing in players. We need to be bringing in players the first week, getting them acclimated and prepared to play. And don't be out going buying a whole bunch of cup tied players and use the excuse you can't play them in the European Cup. You need to be the scouting system is paid well enough to go find quality players that we can bring in. I gave you a few of them that's already in the Premier League. They're not playing in Europe. We need to be getting prepared. Not going to be long today, but I wanted to let everyone know my thoughts and where we are. And I want to make sure to remind you all to like, share, and subscribe. My Instagram is below. Make sure you hit that like button. It only takes a second. It's free. Want to say thanks for taking out your time. If you listen to all of this, I want to say thanks for taking out the time to listen. I appreciate you stopping by. Appreciate you subscribing for those who have subscribed. And it's okay to ask for the best out of your football club. Don't let anyone tell you any different. Ask for the best. Demand the best. And don't settle for less. I'm Matt, the Southern Gooner. Hope you enjoyed this, and I am out.